You're with News 5 tonight. The Transport Minister says regular fare increases will be one way to ensure the new bus operating model is financially sustainable. But he also spelled out other options in Parliament today.
Under the new bus contracting model, bus routes will be planned centrally by the government and bus operators will have to bid for these routes. The government also owns all bus operating assets and pays operators a fee to deliver bus services. But the question on several MPs' minds was, how much would this new model cost the government?
I think it is probably not in the government's interest to review any budget that we may have set aside and how much we are prepared to subsidize before the tenders are issued and the returns are seen, as this may well skew the bids against us.
Mr. Lui said it's not clear at this point which packages of bus routes would need subsidies and how much that would cost. It's something the government is now studying based on a number of buses, frequency, service quality and revenue collected on certain packages of routes. MP for Bukit Timah GRC, Mr. Chris D'Souza, then asked Mr. Lui how he intends to keep this endeavour financially sustainable in the long term. Mr. Lui said this would be done in several ways. First, by assessing whether new bus routes would have enough ridership to cover operating costs. Second, by weighing the cost of providing better service standards against increasing operating costs. Third, by having regular fare increases.
From the middle of the last decade, I think we had actually allowed operating costs to well exceed the fare increases that were taking place each year. So, for example, from 2005 until 2012, when we had the fare review committee's work and we suspended any fare increases thereon, 2005 to 2012, the annual fare increase was on average 0.3%. We know, of course, that wage increases were much higher than this 0.3%, likewise fuel costs. So there will be a need for us to make sure that we have regular fare increases of the right quantum.
But Mr. Lui said bus operators would need to compete on the basis of cost and service quality. And over time, this would lead to the provision of better bus services in a cost-competitive manner, which would benefit commuters.